downward and upward. Natural log of 1 plus e to the x. Alright, so dy dx. Natural log formula. So it's the derivative on top, derivative of 1 plus e to the x. Derivative of 1 is just 0. Derivative of e to the x, just e to the x. And then 1 plus e to the x on bottom. We cannot split this up. This does not go to e to the x over 1 and e to the x over e to the x. It doesn't work like that. This on top and this on bottom. That we could cancel. But we are done as is. Product. Y is equal to the product of x, e to the negative x. We'll do this as a product, as is, and we'll also do this as a quotient, because this is e to the negative x. There, so we'll do this one way, and we'll also, the alternative version, this is y equals x over e to the x. Use our quotient rule. So, way number 1, dy dx. Have the first times the derivative of the second. Derivative of e to the x. Or rather, the derivative with respect to x of e to the u is going to be e to the u du dx. So formula. So the first times the derivative of the second. So that's e to the u times the derivative of negative x, which is negative 1, plus the second times the derivative of the first, 1. So this will be negative x e to the negative x plus e to the negative x. That will suffice, but see if we can't clean up just a touch. It will be negative x over e to the x plus 1 over e to the x, and that can be 1 minus x over e to the x. Add the tops, keep the bottoms. See if it turns out the same way using the quotient rule. Bottom to top, top to bottom. So dy dx equals bottom d top minus top d bottom all over bottom squared e to the x squared by power rule equals 2x. We have an e to the x in each one of these terms, so we can cancel them nicely, get rid of the 2, get rid of e to the x, get rid of e to the x, with 1 minus x over e to the x. We are vindicated that these are the same. Number 15. Y equals e to the 1 plus the natural log of x. Now we have e to the 1 plus natural log of x. We're going to have two possibilities with this one again. We could change this to y equals e to the first times e to the natural log of x. Alright, so when we add in our exponent, that means we multiply. E to the first is just e to the natural log, those are inverse functions, they cancel. So this is the same as e x. If we take the derivative, it equals e. E is not a variable. E is a number, 2.718 or some such. So this is the same as taking the derivative of 3x, would just be 3. So easy when we know our exponent rules, but we'll do the way we're taught to with the formula. dy dx equal to e to the 1 plus natural log of x times the derivative of what's up here would be 0 plus 1 over x e to 1 plus natural log of x times 1 over x. Just going to put this over x. And we still have to break this up with the same rules to simplify it. That'd be e, and then e to the natural log of x, same way it was up here, just x. Equals e. Because we have time for one more. Natural log of sine of x. Equals natural log of sine of x, number 16. Good. Natural log rule was on previous video. dy dx. I have the derivative of this over this. The derivative of sine of x is cosine of x over what's inside, and that's just cotangent of x. R and x, natural log of the inverse cosine of x. We take the derivative of r with respect to x. So we'll have the derivative of the top over the top. Derivative of the on top, we have the derivative of the input for the natural log over bottom. So let's keep the cosine minus 1 of x. We just have the derivative with respect to x of inverse cosine of x. Derivative of inverse cosine of x. I can't remember the formula per se, but we can always do it. Let's do a quick derivation, eh? Take the cosine of both sides. Take the derivative of both sides. Divide. Sine of y is not what we're looking for. We want this in terms of x. But we do know, a little sidebar, so let's do it over here, I suppose, that sine squared of y plus cosine squared of y equals 1. And we want to solve for sine of y. That means the sine squared of y equals 1 minus the cosine squared of y. And, blocking frame, that the sine of y equals the square root of 1 minus cosine squared of y. We're aware that the cosine of y is equal to x. That means the sine of y equals 1 minus x squared. And so therefore this would be negative 1 over 1 minus x squared all in a square root. So that's our derivative of inverse cosine of y. And we can put that up top. So that's going to be dy dx equals, so we'll keep the bottom. That we'll have 1 over square root of 1 minus x squared. Please take note that we have a -1 up here. -1 in reference to functions does not mean that it is a negative exponent like 1 over cosine. This is not secant. So this stays right where it is. But we will move this down. We'll have 1 over inverse cosine of x times the square root 1 minus x squared.